Hi, my name is Rachel, and today I kind of have an unfortunate story time for you. So I just want to begin with a little disclaimer and say that I have filmed this video 3 times and I've bawled my eyes out. So I'm trying to contain myself so I can get through what I'm talking about, and I don't want to come off as like heartless as I'm telling the story. I'm just trying to get through what I'm trying to say. And the second thing is I'm going to be 100% honest with you. I'm making this video because I want to make it, not because I have to, so there's no reason for me to lie about anything that happened. So this is exactly how it happened. So one night I was hanging out with my friend. It was a Sunday. I hung out with my friend the entire Sunday, and I had, school and midterms the next day. So my dad kind of made it an early night, and I couldn't drive at the time, so we took her home. And funny little quick story, we stopped at Walgreens to get bread because I was spoiled and he would make my sandwiches for me for lunch. And he set me inside, I got the bread, I came back outside, and I go to hand him the bread through the window, and he rolls up the window on me, and then he locked me out by locking the door. So I'm just standing in the parking lot with a loaf of bread. But anyway, we make it home, and he was super routine. He would take his insulin, and then he would tell me goodnight and turn off the lights, lock the doors, and then go in his room, probably watch TV, or if he was really tired, just go to bed. So we got home, and he said he was going to take a shower and then come tell me goodnight and all that. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to go edit a video that me and my friend had made. So, I had my headphones in and the world shut out. And my friend texted me around 10 o'clock, and I looked into the door and I could still see the light on from underneath my door, but I didn't think much of it. And then she texted me again at 11, and I looked in the door and I saw the light was still on. So at this point I'm just like, all right, whatever, I'll go turn off the lights by myself. So the way our house was set up was by the front door was my bedroom, and then all the way to the end of the house was his room. So I walk out and I'm kind of by the kitchen area, and I'm yelling, and I'm like, hey Dad, I'm turning off the lights, I'm gonna go to sleep, I got school tomorrow. And there's just dead silence in the house. And so I'm like, Dad, I gotta go to sleep. And there's no answer. Anyone that knows me knows I'm literally scared of everything. I'm scared of life itself. I'm scared of my own shadow. So at this point, I'm already terrified, and I don't even know what I'm terrified for. And my dad was also a huge jokester, and he would scare the crap out of me all the time. So I just assumed that this was one of those times. And so, I'm slowly making my way to his room, and I keep calling his name and he's not saying anything, and I get to his room, and his lights were on, but his bed was perfectly made, so he didn't even get to lay in his bed yet. So I walk into his room, and that's when I see him. But my dad was a very extra person, so he had a king size bed and a 70-inch TV. And so there was minimal space in his room. So in this tiny space between the dresser and the bed, I saw his head poke out, and he was laying on the ground, face first into the ground. His face wasn't facing me, it was facing the opposite direction, but he was laying on his stomach. So my voice is shaking at this point. I'm like, Dad, no answer. I bend down next to him. I call my friend, and the conversation literally lasted about 5 seconds. I'm like, hey, my dad's laying, I couldn't even talk. I was stuttering so badly. And she was like, you need to call 911, I'll be there in a little bit, and she hung the phone. That's when it started kicking in that holy crap, okay, something's going on. So I call the operator, and she explained to her what happened, and she tells me, you need to flip him over and check if he's still breathing. Back then, I had a lot of eating problems, so I didn't really eat. So I was 90 pounds. I was way smaller than I am now. And the thought of me trying to flip over my 200-pound dad seemed impossible. But I managed to wedge myself between where he was, and I, tried to flip him over. Like she said, I couldn't do it. I literally couldn't do it. And it was kind of a feeling of giving up because I knew that I was helpless. I couldn't help him. And, you know, I had her on speaker and I'm sitting there with him and, you know, she's trying to calm me down. She's trying to tell me that, like, people are coming, people are on the way, just try to do what I can to see if he's still breathing. Well, at this point, I kind of just realized that, like, I don't know what's going on, but it's not good, whatever's going on. And, you know, I just wanted to hold my dad's hand, and I tried to pull his hand out from underneath him, and I couldn't get it because both of his arms were tangled in oxygen wires that he would wear when he went to bed. So he must have felt something wasn't right and he went to put them on and he wasn't fast enough. So my ex-boyfriend at the time, he had his stepdad working at the police department alongside one of my older cousins, and they heard my call come through, so they literally sent out like 8 officers, maybe 10. So I had basically the entire police department at my house. I had the paramedics, the fire truck, everything. So the paramedics are working on my dad, and there's one officer that's kind of just watching them in the room. And I'm standing in the room too, and you know, I hear the flat line going, and I looked up at the cop and I was like, "Sir," I was like, "you have got to tell them that they need to save him because he is the only person I have left." I was like, "I don't have my mom anymore and I'm 16 years old and I need my parents. I need them." And well, this grown man cried. They pulled me out of the room, and you know, I think at this point a lot of other people came there, like the rest of my siblings, and my sister on my mom's side. She has a different dad, but she was there. And next thing I know, you know, they send her into my room where I was, and they send her in with 3 cops, and she tells me that he didn't make it and that his death was probably instant, and he was already dead when I reached his side. So but there was one bad night, and I was arguing with, I'm not going to get specific, but the siblings of my dad's side, my dad's children. And you know, I stayed with my ex-boyfriend's family because I felt like they were my family. And I got told that I had to come home because I needed to be there for my own family. And so I came home one night, this night, and there was just a lot of arguing going on. And one of them looked at me when I had said, like, "I don't want to be here, like, I'm sorry, I just want to go with my friend." But one of them looked at me and said, "Well, you can't. You need to be here for your family." And it escalated a little more, and then he said, "You know what?" Or, yeah, I'm just sorry. One of them saying that, "Well, you probably killed Dad because he had to put up with you and your shit." Now, I don't want to curse on this channel, but that's exactly what was said. And then I ran outside and they threatened to call the cops on me, saying that I was a 16-year-old runaway, when all I did was walk outside. Yeah. And my point to this video is we all, you know, have people say hurtful things to us. And the key to that is, although this is super serious, more serious than other situations, but you know, if something's hurtful, it's hurtful. It doesn't matter the circumstance. But the key to a situation like that is forgiveness And the only way that we are going to be able to move forward and have brighter days in our lives is if we forgive someone. Because if we don't, we're going to be stuck in that moment and it's just going to be circling us over and over and over again. So for your benefit, forgive them. I forgave the person that said what was said to me. And yeah, I just wanted to share the story with my dad, but also, you know, put a little lesson in there. So the last thing I wanted to say in this video is thank you, Dad. Thank you for taking care of me. Thank you for being patient with me. Thank you for raising me. And thank you for raising the window up when I tried to give you the bread. Because there's nothing that holds more dear than the laughs that you shared with me.
It's been a long day without you, my friend, and I'll tell you all about it when I see you again. We've come a long way from where we began.